Season 8.5 of Marvel Rivals is just around the corner. And I think I speak for all of us when I say we do not want another broken hero to release that feels like it is yet again power creeping the game. I think one of the healthiest thing this game needs, right, is going into this next season. I don't want to look at these patch notes and see everything being buffed. I just want them to, like on a fundamental level, I just want them to bring down the really strong heroes as a long-term protection from keeping this game from power creeping too much. And I think the reason why this is so important is because as the roster expands more and more and more and more and more, if they keep letting power creep happen, new heroes being stronger and then attempting to catch up older heroes, if this were to happen, it would eventually reach the point where they won't be able to balance everything, and there'll be too many heroes that are left behind, too many heroes that are outdated. We're already seeing early signs of them not being able to manage it. A great example is Black Widow. Black Widow has been bad for so long, but they've been holding off what we all know they need to do, reworking Black Widow. Because the reason why they're not buffing Black Widow is the only way to make her good is if she one-taps with headshots. But there's already such strong poke heroes in the game that do very similar functions. Especially now if you want to consider we got DPS Luna, who is basically like a support Hela. It's pretty crazy, right? I think having Black Widow be reworked to something more in tune with her actual fantasy, because I did see a lot of people that, as someone that's not very in touch with a lot of Black Widow lore, I saw a lot of people that are in touch expressing their strong opinions about how she is nothing like what she actually is in the comics and her actual character. They reduced her to a sniper-based character, which is really just not at all what she is. She doesn't have a lot of her signature moves and a lot of these different things. And the fact that they still have not touched Black Widow, they have still not reworked her. What this tells me, is if they were to keep going down this path, where we keep getting power creep after power creep, like if they choose to not nerf Daredevil, they choose to only nerf like the really, really, really broken one, like Black Cat, but they try to bring other heroes up. Like what they would have to do is they'd have to buff Hela, right? If they decide, okay, Phoenix is very strong, but let's bring other heroes up. If they buff Hela, they buff all the other melees, they buff all the other poke. That's going to create such a problem because we all know they're not going to get it all right. They're not going to do it. There's going to be such a high volume of heroes that are just completely left in the dust. A great example is Blade. Despite the amount of times Blade has been buffed, he has been buffed so many times, it doesn't matter because there are such better heroes in the game, and most of the better heroes are not launch heroes. You know, Phoenix, like, look at all the meta heroes, by the way, they're being banned. Majority of them, not launch heroes. Dino, Gambit, Phoenix, Daredevil, Black Cat, some of the highest bans right now. Or Elsa, from last season, and still some Elsa bans this season. Not as many, though. She's a lot more manageable. Some of the highest bans in the game are newer heroes. Like, it genuinely feels like Hela Hawkeye is Marvel Rivals of the old. Is the unpower crept Marvel Rivals is the Hela Hawkeye being good. I think if Hela and Hawkeye are not buffed, yet they're good, if they don't buff Hela or Hawkeye, yet they somehow become good, in my opinion, that's a sign that the game has, that they've successfully done right with their bouncing and bringing down the power level of some heroes. Because, for example, if you play Hela, you always want to ban Daredevil, because if you try to take any off angle, Daredevil just shits on you. Daredevil is really strong. Yeah, of course, there are a lot of counters to Daredevil, yeah. Black Cat, there's no excuse for that, though. There's almost no counters. She's the most broken hero in the history of the game. But, for example, if you're on Hela, you'd ban it. If you're on Phoenix, you'd probably still ban Daredevil because you figure that Daredevil's going to ban Phoenix. Because it's like the circle of broken heroes every season. And it's the same heroes, too. Daredevil is a bit of a complex topic, I think, because they've nerfed him so many times. And it's him being so strong. It's like Daredevil and Gambit have a bit of the same issue, in my opinion. It's like a fundamental issue of how, if you nerf them too much, it's going to be really easy for NetEase to nerf them too much and to just kill them. I think it's going to reach a breaking point with Gambit and Daredevil where if they nerf them again, but they nerf them just a little bit too much, it'll probably just kill the heroes. Because I think Daredevil is like an inch away from being a dead hero and also an inch away from being disgusting meta. Right now, he's not disgusting meta. That's Black Panther. I'm just sorry. Black Cat. Right now, Daredevil is very strong, but he's not as meta as Black Cat, and he's also not as powerful as like a Phoenix. But he's like 1 inch away from being dead, and also 1 inch away from being like Black Cat. Which is why they need to spend more time with like this complex balancing. And that's also, again, why I don't want a new hero that is power crept, okay? Now, the new hero can be strong. I just want the kit to not be like Black Cat's where there's 10 million buttons. I guess Elsa and like White Fox, like they're a little bit more grounded, but their power level was insane. If you look at the kit of Elsa, it's not just the buttons. It's like on top, it's like the cooldown of the dash somehow goes down to 2 seconds. Overhealth on like every ability. You look at these kinds of things they have. Like sure, Bucky gets like overhealth on every ability, but he doesn't have the same mobility. Like Elsa was just an updated Bucky, a Bucky 2.0. Black Cat, as good as Daredevil might be, is crazy that I'm saying this, but Black Cat is like a Daredevil 2.0. It just feels like they just keep upping the ante every damn time. And I'm genuinely hoping, because I think we all know that there's a significant chance, right? There's a significant chance Cyclops is a DPS. I actually kind of hope he's not. I don't think that's what the game needs right now. However, if he is, and I feel like he most likely is, I'm just hoping he is balanced. I'm hoping they actually do testing, because when you look at a hero like Elsa or Black Cat on launch, okay? Elsa on launch, Black Cat right now, I genuinely wonder how this gets through the testing phase. There's just no way they do any amount of testing. They go into some practice sessions with their dev team or whoever, like testers, game testers. They have the game testers play. Like, are the game testers bronze players that don't know how to play? Is that why? Are the people that are testing these heroes like bronze? Is that how we're testing them? Because there's just no way. I get letting heroes be strong. I get letting heroes be strong on release, but a hero like especially Black Cat, it's like it's incomprehensible how they actually let this go through, and it does lower my confidence for the next couple of hero releases that they're not going to get it right. I mean, that they're going to get it right. I don't think they're going to get the power level right. Sure, the kit might be really fun. They might be really innovative, because this is one thing NetEase does really well. Okay, they do. Their kits are very nice, and the hero is well into its fantasy, and it's innovative. It's great. Black Cat went a bit too far. I think Elsa was fine, but they just over-bloated it on balance. Balance the numbers, not the kit, the numbers. Elsa's kit is perfectly fine. It's the numbers, the amount of overhealth, the frequency of overhealth, and the frequency of her cooldowns, on top of the amount of damage, on top of the hitbox of her ult, and the startup of her ult. In theory, she has a really great kit that is really unique and innovative. It makes you feel like a monster hunter. But on launch, the tuning, the balance of that really fun kit was just way overblown. And you could say the same thing about Black Cat. Sure, she has 20 abilities. I think they could have launched her with 5 less abilities, and she would have been probably even better. I think a hero like this is... Maybe it's okay to have a hero that's as complex as this once every, 20 heroes, alright? Because it's ridiculous how complex she is. Because of how complex she is, she's not accessible to 99.5% of the player base because of how ridiculously hard she is. And that's okay, as long as we don't get them that frequently. The problem is the numbers again. If they're going to give her all of this, all of these different things, how can they still give her Daredevil levels of burst damage, Iron Fist levels of mobility, and have the cooldowns be low? And it really blows my mind how they let these things through the testing phase. Another good example I can give you guys is a lot of you guys that watch me play Iron Fist. Iron Fist, great example. Despite the fact that Iron Fist got buffed yet again, there is a reason he is nowhere near his former glory in Season 2. And it's because of the fact that he is simply outclassed and by far by the newer, stronger heroes. He is outclassed by all of them. And so if you're playing a hero like Iron Fist, or Blade as well, Blade been buffed all these times, you're playing one of these heroes into one of these newer meta picks, you just can't keep up. And it's getting to the point where there's many heroes that are like this, which is why I'm desperately praying for NetEase. Please, give us a patch where you genuinely bring up the heroes that are falling behind, and you slightly bring down all the heroes that are pulling too far forward. I think we all desperately want this so bad. A season where more picks than we've ever thought before was viable. Just picture a season where you actually go into a game, you see a Fantastic Lord, Mr. Fantastic Lord, and you're not like, this is gonna be rough, or a Blade Lord, or an Iron Fist Lord, or a Wanda Lord, or an Iron Man Lord, one of these heroes, or Black Widow Lord, and you don't immediately have that thought in the back of your mind of, maybe if you're in a really, really low rank, maybe don't think that way. But I would say even starting in GM, maybe even in Diamond, is when like you see a Bucky on your team, you see a Phoenix, you see a Hela, you see a Namor, you see a Daredevil, you see a Black Cat, you see an Elsa, you see a Star-Lord, you see one of these many heroes that are actually good, and there's like, that thought doesn't enter your brain. It doesn't enter your brain. And it's been like this for so many seasons. Season after season after season. And it even applies to tanks, by the way. You see an Angela, God forbid a non-lorded Angela. Yet you see a Magneto that's not a lord, you don't think anything. You see a Dino that's not a lord, you don't think anything. You see an Emma that's not a lord, you don't think anything. You see Strange that's not a lord, you don't think anything. Because these are like reliable, solid tanks. Angela is weaker this season. And like you see one of these heroes, and you, in the back of your mind, you go, uh-oh. And I desperately pray for NetEase to please fix this power creeping situation. Like, this is their chance. This is their chance. If a Cyclops is a upper end duelist, he doesn't need to be Black Cat levels. If he's a upper end duelist, like Namor level or Star-Lord level, where you sometimes ban him, but he's not permaban like Phoenix. Like a Star-Lord is like a level that I would say is on the upper end, but not permaban. If he's like Star-Lord level, what it's going to do is it's going to once again make all the heroes that already aren't good even worse. Because you're adding another hero to the game. Yet another hero that playing that hero into them is just giving you an advantage. If you're playing Cyclops and the enemy team has any of these non-meta picks, you're just at an advantage, which is, they're never going to 100% get bouncing right. But the problem is it's been so many seasons of the same heroes. It's like, NetEase, I know you can do better. I know you can do better. Don't let it get worse. Don't make the bleeding get worse. Don't add another hero that invalidates them again, unless you're going to buff them all. Please do that. That's all for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, turn on the bell for notifications so you can see when my videos are. As always, guys, take care.